So I go through with the first news about dead people. So basically, this is not very new, but the new technology that comes out is allowing us to speak with dead people. So the first article actually is from 2022, but it's very recent that they are improving the technology. So it's 2025. And basically there is the technology to speak and see your beloved people that are dead. That's it. And if you have some videos, you can recreate them in a virtual environment. So I mean, this is not about AI. This is about, like somebody say, playing with God. I like, who believe in God, playing with the universe, with karma, with, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, with your grandma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So what do you guys think? Is something that should be allowed? Maybe it's dangerous. What do you guys think?
For me, if I can share my opinion, I think that it's very useful because you say that it's like you play like a god, but it's only using your memory, the video, the memory that you have to speak also now to speak again with your lover. I think that could be amazing because also the therapist can use, because yes, we can think about our grandma, grandfather, etc., but think about a person that in their home, people that in their home have a suicidal people, or maybe violent father, mother, or someone that was killed in a violent way. The therapist can use to help them to release, to speak,
Hmm.
to release the pain, to how can I say, yes, to find a solution for their pain. It's
So
not only I want to speak again with my grandma, no, but you can use to, yes, to heal,
so
I
maybe something
think.
that should use only by therapists. That's interesting. Can be. What do you think, guys?
Yeah,
I f-
I think so.
Mhm.
I think that uh, just like anything that's new and growing and kind of dabbles in the emotional and mental aspect as well, it's a double-edged sword. It can help you in a lot of ways to work through things, to release things, to be able to say some of your last words to a loved one that was lost. But it's a very, very fine line and a slippery slope on becoming too codependent emotionally or mentally and not working through your emotions, but just
Hmm.
having it coax your emotions and then staying in that and not being able to move forward. You know, at some point, there is always going to be, in personal growth, at some point, there's always that responsibility of taking the initiative to move forward and to move on and to walk down the path and let go of what is not here anymore. So I think that possibly having it under supervision of a therapist so that it doesn't get to
Hmm.
that type of point would be a better solution in the future. Yeah.
Would you use it?
Um, yeah, I would try it out for sure. I would try it out being very, very mindful, knowing that it is just AI generated, and that I'm not actually speaking, and I would just use it as a tool, just like I would a workbook or journaling prompt to work through the emotion that I need to. Sometimes people need to just like verbalize the things that are inside
Yeah.
of them. And
Exactly.
so I think in that way, yeah, I would definitely try it out for that.
Good.
Yeah,
Rustic.
I don't
Or
think I
Alessia.
don't want to use it. Oh, sorry. Yes, then I don't think that I will use it because I respect so much the death that I don't need to have an AI. I don't know. I don't feel like the AI could replace a people for me. So for me, no, I don't want to use it. I think that is useful in this case that I told before.
Okay. Okay. Rustic.
Well, I think it's interesting. I think it could be very useful if it's very self-aware. You know, depending on how you have to train it. Like, let's say you got to show it like a video. You have to explain the personality of this person, maybe like a recording. So I wonder what that process is like of training it. But I would say as long as either, yeah, it's with the supervision of a therapist, or the thing itself says like, well, it's self-aware. It's not, doesn't pretend to be that person. It's not like, well, I'm telling you this. It's like, well, it becomes like a proxy of like, well, what I feel like this is, I'm going to speak as this person right now, but as long as it subtly reminds the user that it's channeling, like kind of like this is what someone would say, kind of like what would Jesus do, or what would so and so say. I feel like from that perspective, it would be very healthy. I don't know if it would be healthy for it to just be like, I'm now your dad, and I'm actually in the afterlife, and it starts making stuff up, because I think that could be dangerous. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So maybe do you think that having this, speaking to a passed on family or friend, AI generated bot is less interactive, where you can interact and they can interact back, and more just maybe like a message that can be pre-screened for them to give to you? Maybe that would be less of a slippery slope to walk down, so that you can't necessarily talk back to it and have this conversation of things and have this falseness with it. It's just a message that your loved one could say to you right now.